Well, welcome back to the Art of Ram Swamp Trot here at the Third Layer Skate Park. Today, talking about FEEBLE to FAKIE. All right, not a grind, just a pivot. So a couple things you're going to learn. If you don't already have it mastered, you want to learn a truck bash, slide to FAKIE. You want to learn uptowns where you bonk your front wheels over the coping and come back in FAKIE. Of course, you're going to want to have a backside FEEBLE. And rock fakies are also going to help. So again, with all these videos on the intermediate series, start on a smaller ramp, work your way to a bigger one. And here we go. Start with the foot placement. All right, so foot placement, I'm real tight on the rail on this one, all right? And I'm also just in a riding stance. I'm just hugging those rear hardware bolts on the front truck, same as always really, and on this intermediate series. And back foot right here is in the pocket, all right? As we go up, we're gonna turn into that FEEBLE, all right? But our upper body is gonna stay as if we were doing a rock to FAKIE. So one more time, I'm gonna come up the ramp, I'm gonna start leaning back, shifting my weight to my back leg to get to that FEEBLE, and I'm not even gonna move my arms, all right? Look at my body stance right now, my head over the back leg. And that's where I'm gonna turn into that FEEBLE, all right? At this point, I have a little bit of pressure on my heel, but the ball of my foot is really on fire right now. My front foot is going to be flat on the board, all right? Not so much on the heel, not so much on the toe when I'm in the FEEBLE. I'm just going to equally distribute my weight on my front foot, all right? As for the return into FAKIE, this is the hard part, this is the scary part. Of course, you can hang up here. You see I have my rear elbow pad on in case I fall backwards and hang up. My tendency is going to be to put that elbow out, so I'm going to protect that with my elbow pad. But back to the re-entry on this, I'm going to sink down into that back leg, and in one motion, I'm going to lift up that front leg, straighten the board back out, drop it down, ride away FAKIE, all right? So, I know that's a lot going on there. You might have to watch this a couple times. And I'll throw in some text on this, but let's work it going up the ramp now, all right? So, again, as I'm coming up, I'm shifting that weight to my back foot. I'm gonna lift up over that coping, and I'm gonna lock in on my backside pivot point, all right? So, same place I do 5-0s, 50-50s, FEEBLEs. I'm gonna lock in right there, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to slam that board down that wheel to the surface of the deck. I'm gonna be spotting this whole board area during the trick. And even when I lift up and slide back in, I'm still gonna be like really focused on the board, not so much the ride away. As we get more advanced into skateboarding, you kind of can ride away not looking, and when you get to the bottom of the ramp, then you can just turn your head around, spot your next wall, all right? So another thing about right here, as I come up, I gotta get a lot of pressure on that ball of my foot, all right? Not so much the toes as much as I thought it would be, but it's more the ball of the foot, all right? So right behind your toes, that's where you're gonna be pushing. It's probably gonna be right in this area. You're gonna be really anchoring into that. And at that point, hopefully you landed in this FEEBLE with your knees bent, ready to explode back up. And just like that truck bash FAKIE from the last episode, you might travel a little like like a rail slide, or like I was just saying, that truck bash fakie. So don't be scared or caught off guard if you do lift up and travel toe side 6 to 8 to 12 inches, all right? So as for bailing out on this one, pretty much what you want to do is just get into that feeble and lift up and then turn 90 degrees into the knee slide, all right? I think this trick is best learned, again, on something small, but they really work good on something steep as well. So, if all you got is small ramps, that's great. If you have a steep ramp, you might want to try it on that. It just keeps your body weight into the ramp, all right? So you're gonna get hung up if you transfer weight to your heels on the deck in that feeble to actually stall. Like we were talking about in beginner mini ramp, to stall, you put your weight on your heels. To go back in, you press it on their toes. Well, feeble fakie, pretty much ball your foot and toes to pivot that board right back around. So up, lock in, bash the front wheel, lift up, right away, and right down here, you're turning your head around and celebrating with your friends, because feeble fakie is not a trick to be messed with. It's the easiest of the fake, like truck to fakie tricks that we're gonna be doing. But it's going to take some work. So again, practice everything you can to lead up to landing this trick. We've been going in order, trick by trick, to get you to where you need to be with the Arteram, and feeble fakie was just next on the list. So again, comment if you have any questions, subscribe below, tell a friend about this channel if you like what we're doing out here, and ram it down. Keep up the great work. See you next time.